on. Here we go, guys. We're gonna do Hulkster in Heaven. We'll have some fun here. I love the opening of this song.
I love the album cover.
It's a good album cover.
And the wrestling boot band that's actually that I'd watch that hardcore band.
The wrestling boot band might be one of the worst names for a band I've ever seen. So here we go.
In the papers, I saw it on TV. I guess it'll be one empty seat. But I wrestle at Wembley.
Okay.
What? It's got a lyric about him wrestling at Wembley?
Well, yes, and also he's talking about a child dying, and he says, "I guess there will be one."
Oh, okay. So this is the song.
Yeah. This is the actual song that he made about this thing, and yes, he does lie and say he wrestled at Wembley on this.
Well, you gotta give man a little artistic license.
Yeah. Tear my shirt, but now you tore my heart. I knew you were a Hulkamaniac right from the very start. Right from the start.
Okay, Backlash Jack. He's not taking a dump. He's fucking getting his muscles going. You know.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, they're getting it.
When the Hulkster comes to heaven.
The poor kid's still waiting. The poor kid's still waiting for Hulkster to show up.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm understanding here is the Hulkster wrote a song about how him and this kid that died are going to kick it when the Hulkster gets up there.
Yeah.
That's so fucking sick, dude.
It's the song.
We'll tag up again.
We'll tag up again. Oh. A lot of effort went into this. There's like straight up harmonies going on in the background. This is wild.
Now, the Hulkster himself may be the worst singer I've ever heard, and I'm being serious about that.
He's not
really great at it, but for some reason it works.
Yeah.
You think he would have tried harder to go to heaven after this was recorded if he cared about this kid? He made a few choices after this recording that might not get him up there.
Yeah, he does have some. He was being Christian when he was racist, though, that time too.
Most people are being Christian when they're being racist.
No, I'm saying that he was like quoting his Christianity during his racist tirade. Like the one with his son, when he's like, "We got to be here," and he kept saying the Blizzax on the tape. He was definitely like, being racist even when he was being Christian. So,
oh my God.
I'll see you again.
Thank you, Hulk.
So I got a question. Was it confirmed that there was a kid that was a Hulkamaniac that died, or is this like another one of those big loose ones?
Tom, I'm gonna have to tell you that I don't know if I believe that there was ever a kid that died. It just feels like something Hulk Hogan would make up.
But if I was Hulk Hogan, I'd be like, "Listen, brother, there are millions of Hulkamaniacs, and kids die every day."
Yeah, right.
I'll see you again. I will see you again. When I climb back in the ring, we'll win this fight. I wish you were here at ringside to cheer me on tonight.
Hogan's voice, like Hogan's like Hulk Hogan's like sensitive voice is so fucking funny for me to hear.
You
He's
gotta
not
give it to
really
the
even singing so much as
Yeah.
just kind of talking.
Yeah, but it's a sensitive singing voice. You know what I mean? Like you'd never hear Hulk Hogan like you never hear Hulk Hogan say like, "Oh, I hope you're okay." But like he's always screaming all the time. So this song is like a version of Hulk Hogan that I've never seen, and I listen to everything Hulk Hogan does because I'm such a liar. It's fun to listen to.
Yeah, I would love to see like a Black Album documentary style documentary on the making of this, of like the producers like reining them in. You know? Like, hey, you gotta chill. We're talking about a dead kid, man. Like, you gotta maybe just try doing that. Like, whoever the producers deserve kudos. They definitely they tamed them down a little bit.
It's also kind of like sad that like this album cover had to be made when Hogan was off the steroids after the steroid trial, because he doesn't look Hulkster, and this is WCW Hulk Hogan.
When did this come out?
This would have been here. This has been proven to be a lie, by the way. In 1995, Hulk Hogan did the worst thing of his entire career. And he goes, a mix of awful spoken word rap songs by Hogan, some Jimmy Hart sung pop tunes, and even Hogan's WCW theme song were included on the album. But it was his Hulkster in Heaven song that is the most interesting on the record. That's one word to say. One of the key songs. So the song is written from Hogan's perspective about a fan who was a huge Hulkamaniac. Hogan writes about a young child, a Make-A-Wish fan, who was suffering a deadly illness. Hogan invited this young unnamed fan to see him wrestle in the front row at Wembley Stadium. The event in question was SummerSlam 1992, the last big UK event before Clash of the Castle in 2022. Hogan speaks about looking out the crowd, seeing an empty seat, confirming his fears. The young child had died. And so it goes on to say,
hold on a second, 1992.
Yeah. It says Hogan didn't wrestle at SummerSlam in 1992, which he didn't. It was, I think, Davey Boy Smith versus Bret Hart in the main event of that. And you guys all know Hogan doesn't wrestle in non-main events. So
one second. My mom is here. I'm gonna go say hi to her real quick.
Okay. It is wild that this is it is wild that this is like 95, because it seems so much past. Like 1995 seems so much to me.
Yeah, this is like Jagged Little Pill's already out. By you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is so 80s. 95.
Yeah, Blood Sugar Sex Magic is out. This is like 82.
Nirvana has already done their thing. I think he even dies that year. Kurt.
The spotlight now goes dim, and now it's not on me. The prayers we said together are still our guarantee. You were my friend.
So does he claim this was inspired by true events?
I think he does. I don't think he ever really addresses lies anymore, Tom. Like, he's more of a dude that's like, oh, I messed up. I actually thought I did wrestle at Wembley. You know what I mean? Oh, well, I remember somebody telling me that I was auditioning for Metallica.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he say he was picked to play bass for Metallica and somebody else too, right?
Yeah. He also recently said something. What did they say recently?
The Rolling Stones. They said he could have played bass for the Rolling Stones. That's what he said.
He's so good, man.
How?
Oh, yeah. Dirk is right. There's the George Foreman grill story where he missed the phone call. The George Foreman grill thing, and George Foreman got it under him. Grill. Yeah, it's supposed to be the Hulk Hogan grill. Exactly. Jason Terry Bollea Newstead. Oh, Dirk also said Hogan had his own grill that got recalled because of fires.
Dude, didn't he have a spaghetti restaurant?
Pastamania. Yeah, he did.
Pastamania. That seems like a worse idea than Hulk Hogan and the Wrestling Boot Band's Hulk Rules album.
Yeah, I think like all these Florida guys, I think it's like part of being a Florida guy that you just have to have as many businesses as possible. Whenever we did Shocktober the first time on Bubba the Love Sponge, I was like listing the different things that Bubba had at the top of his game, and it was like he had a teen nightclub, he had a boat club, he had a fucking beeper store, he ran his own beeper like pager services, and like he was just anything
everywhere
that somebody said, hey, I got a fucking business deal with you, these guys would take, you know.
That's the libertarian way.
Yeah,
that's libertarian success. Like you're only successful if you have like, you know, you got to have like a CrossFit gym, or like, you know, a bad restaurant, or just like something. You got to own something. You got to have employees.
Yeah, you got to have Terry Bollea's Honda Mazda Hyundai of Clearwater, you know.
And interestingly enough, he does have the Hogan Beach Club down in Florida. And part of me wants to go down there because he does karaoke like once a week, like Tuesday or Thursday. Like Hulk Hogan is there doing the karaoke. And I would fucking love to get in there and do some karaoke with him. Make sure he's not doing any rap songs, because
no, that's why he did it. Hulk Hogan started his own club so that he can finally say it, because he's like, listen, I'm just singing a song and this is my club. Yeah. Like this is all allowed.
And Hogan's not a Pastafarian, but we're thinking he might turn into a Scientologist. He's marrying a Scientologist.
Huh.
Wow.
Scientology Hogan is interesting.
I mean, I would have never thought it would happen. I got to tell you that Scientologist Hulk Hogan. But then when you start to sit back and think about it, it's like in his mind, he's going to like meet Tom Cruise and hang out with him and Beck. And like in his mind, him saying he's a Scientologist means he's going to get to hang out with people more famous than him.
Right. He's going to rub shoulders with like relevant people again. He's back. Hogan's back.
Is Beck more famous than Hulk Hogan? I don't know.
I think Beck.
I need to hear a conversation between Beck and Hulk Hogan so bad.
Let's say positivity. Let's just say for positivity, we'll say that like now Beck is probably has a better, like people think Beck is a better guy than Hulk Hogan. I guess
maybe Beck will help him out with his next album. That'd be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Beck left. So did Jason Lee. That's also a bummer. You know, Jason Lee, and you know, a couple weeks.
Can I tell you a secret?
What?
Jason Lee sucks.
Don't say that. What did he do?
He's just annoying. He's just not a fun person to be around.
Wait, you hung out with Jason Lee?
Yeah, I mean it's a hot take, but I'm just not a fan.
Well, you know, it's not that bad, really. I mean, here's a cool one. Let's try this one real quick. This video looks radical. Mouth of the South, baby. It's a Tom guy, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Was Jimmy Hart on the drums there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
You guys know he had a hit song back in like the 60s or 70s. He was in a band where they had a #1 hit. That's why he's written so many wrestling themes. When I say written, I mean made him sound like one note off from a very famous theme.
What's some of his famous like themes he had a hand in?
Did he do? I think he did American Made for Hulk Hogan. I think. Let me make sure, because I think he did the theme for I'm in Dallas Page. That just sounds like the Diamond Dallas Page. It just sounds like Nirvana.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he had that self high five. All right, here we go. Jimmy Hart recalls best known wrestling themes. He did Jerry Lawler's, which I don't know what that is. They did all the Nitro Girls entrance themes.
Sick.
The Wolfpack music with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
No way. I remember that being kind of fire. That's actually
he really spazzed on that one. I gotta say.
Don't turn your back on the wolf pack. Ravens theme, who was in Los Angeles. So he did Ravens.
That makes sense that he is kind of jacking her because wasn't Ravens finishing move the even flow?
Yeah. Yes. And then also that he did Sexy Boy. He wrote fucking Sexy Boy.
What?
He wrote Sexy Boy.
That's
Okay.
We're not giving him enough credit as like just an artist.
Yeah. He does kind of look like the white Little Richard too, a little bit. He kind of Jack Little Richard swag a little bit.
Holy shit, man! He wrote the honky. He the ones everyone remembers are Shawn Michaels' theme, "Sexy Boy," the Rougeau brothers with "All American Boys," and all of Honky Tonk Man's greatest hits. The theme song for "Demolition," which was sung by Rick Derringer, and the wedding
Full circle
song used for Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, beautiful! Wow, that's important.
Yeah, he should release it. He should be allowed to release an album.
I want to get married just to like really insist we use the wedding song from Macho Man and Elizabeth's wedding.
Listen, as a wrestling fans, I have to tell you, I bet that happens once a week.
Oh, it has to.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Brian. Maybe you or somebody will know the answer to this. Who is the band that sounds like the Great Value, Rage Against the Machine that did 1 2 song?
Oh my God! We just had that come up. Let me.
I guess they did the DX theme, that Triple H theme.
A rule, yeah.
You nailed that, by the way. That sounds so good.
I think it's Jim Johnston. I think they call it the
Jim Johnston does. He did the Rocks, like Stone Cold's, like a bunch of like the Attitude Era. But there's a band, right?
Yeah,
the chat's saying the DX band.
The Chris Warren band, and Chris Warren died a few years ago. I think actually a number of years ago, but yeah, it's the Chris Warren band. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now, that fucking DX song hits so fucking hard.
R.I.P. to a fucking legend. That guy.
Sometimes I like him more than Rage Against the Machine.
Let's call it what it is, man. I mean, he's neck and neck with Zach De La Rocha.
He could have. I wonder why Rage didn't like replace Zach with Chris Warren when Zach was being a pain. You fucking, and then they could break it down. Let's hear some of this.
I wonder if Chris Warren has like a really good hardcore band that is long and forgotten, like Rage did. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
When you look up DX band, it just says Chris Warren. Like it's just him.
I assume, Jim Johnston actually did most of the thing. You know what I mean? Like I assume Jim Johnston was the guy that wrote the song and all that stuff. And they needed a guy to Dirk said I was at a hardcore festival last weekend and one of the bands did a slam version of the DX theme and the pit got rowdy.
Who did it?
Dirk. Tony needs to know because he loves hardcore.
Yeah, we can't go any further till we know.
Yeah, we gotta find Austin's theme mixed with Razor Ramon's theme slaps. Johnson actually broke the glass, so he did. He did do. Steve Austin, which
man, that's so good.
God, that's the legend. Fuck a hardcore album. You've officially caused the most mosh.
I know. Chris Warren looks like old pictures of Brian. Oh, no, he doesn't. Come on. Now you're going to make me share this because everybody will want to see this picture of Chris Warren that actually doesn't look like anything like an old picture of me. But there he is. We can see him now. That is not me, okay? For Pete's sake. Let's all be nice to Brian.
That's Asher Roth.
Yeah. So anyway, let me see here. What was it? That's not Brian. Don't do this. I don't need. It's David Spade. Thank you.
I can see a little David Spade too.
Thank you, everybody. You got to disagree.
Arcade Fire said, I remember Austin said, make me a song like Killing in the Name of. That totally is what it is.
Yeah.
Is that Chris Warren too right there?
No, this is what's his name's band? Jimmy Hart. I went to a baseball game Well, I just lost it there. I went to a baseball game on Friday. By the way, I think I'm a baseball fan now.
Tight.
I
Who'd you see?
decided what I saw the Clippers versus the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh, minor league baseball is super fun.
I know. I think I'm going to become a guy because, dude, we were at the rich people seats, not like the second rich people seats, not the boxes up top, but we were like one row back behind the pitcher. I paid $41 for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 tickets in the best seats in the fucking place, I think. I've heard that those are the best seats because that's what I did. I went on Twitter and said, what are the best seats at baseball?
My local baseball team, you can spend $5, sit on the lawn. You can and then you get like $1 hot dogs and $1 beers, and you can like even smoke weed because you're on the lawn. It's the best experience,
dude. You can fucking bring things in there, like food and your water bottle, but you got to empty the water bottle.
I used to date a Columbus Clippers pitcher's sister.
That is very cool.
His name was Jorge Papo.
And was he good? Did he get to
Oh my God, he was so intimidating. He was the biggest man I've ever been in a room with.
I did grow up with a guy that was a kickboxer.
He's very sweetheart though.
Yeah. I grew up with a guy. I met him like 4 or 5 times, but he was like my friend's girlfriend or my friend's sister's boyfriend. And he was a kickboxer and he had competed in kickboxing. And every time he came over, he was like a head taller than everybody. And every time he came over, I just didn't even fucking talk to him. And then the only time I ever spoke to the guy was to ask him how many people he's kicked in the head. I'm very curious. But minor league baseball was so fun because it was like, first of all, the game, we had a guy on third, and it was 7-6, guy on third, and like the pitcher with 1 out. So he had to strike out 2 guys in a row or maybe he could have walked one, but he struck 2 guys out in a row, and I fucking lost my mind, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, that was so fucking crazy. That was so, you know what I mean? And then the glass broke, and it was like, dun, 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 and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's so sick, and you can like cheer the other team too because you're really close, and you can just like make fun of them. That was my favorite part.
There was a kid that was leaning over the thing as the other team went by, really young kid, and said, "You're never going to win this." He just kept telling the opposing team, "They're never going to win the game."
That rules so hard.
And of course, it was Tito Santana night. That's why I went. The third base coach does have hard nips because they're all playing. He's just playing with his nips like crazy. It's wild how much those guys love tweaking their nips when they're out there. So, Tom, I haven't talked to you about this yet.